Get ready, America, for this is the best of Destination Small Town, a Cluck TV production, featuring the shows that have taken Sweet Swine County by storm. The reality hit, The Real Housewives of Sweet Swine County, Sweet Swine's favorite music show, Backstage at the Commune, the tastefully done cooking segment, Cooking It Up with Betty, the always zany soap opera, As the Corn Grows, and of course, the wildly popular talk shows that share what's happening inside and outside Sweet Swine County. Which shows will you be seeing today? Stay tuned and find out right after the break.
Get ready, because just when you thought you'd gotten the cockleburs out of your overalls, they're now on TV. That's right, this is one weed you won't want to pull. The Cocklebur Morning Show, with hosts who deliver a mix of news, entertainment, and information about the communities throughout our story country. Now on this station and the web.
This program is made possible in part by Swine Tales Publications, the proud publisher of Sweet Swine County maps and plat books, now publishing authors from throughout Sweet Swine County. Swine Tales Publication is now making plans for their next book tour, and they may be held in these small towns, with the release of Plowing Through Life by renowned life coach Elmer Plow. Elmer shares his proven 5-step plan for a better life. With advice that includes get a grip and snap out of it, Elmer's program is so ingenious in its simplicity and detail. It's sure to help a couple of people. Each of these towns and their businesses are being considered to hold a book signing because of the information found on the best source about small towns of the Midwest. To learn about these towns and their businesses, visit DestinationSmallTown.com. This program has been made possible by SweetSwineScoop.com, the online magazine that keeps Sweet Swine County citizens informed on what's happening. For if it happens in Sweet Swine County, it's news to us.
Get ready, because now you can watch a full of fun daytime talk show that shares the latest and greatest news about the people, places, and events found all over our story country. The Women of Sweet Swine County, hosted by 3 sassy ladies that tell small town stories with big town attitude. Now on this station and the web.
This program has been made possible by Purdue University, Sweet Swine County's Institute of Higher Learning, with 3 classroom trailers that can accommodate up to 9 students each. To learn more, visit SweetSwineScoop.com.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of As the Corn Grows. Today we go international as we join Natasha as she plots to get what's hers back from Cousin John, the capitalist chicken farmer.
Well, well, John Robert Olson. It is time we met. I have searched for you for years after Father's dying declaration. And soon, very soon, we shall meet, and I shall have what is rightfully mine.
So, this is man you dream of? John Robert Olson, American capitalist pig? Please.
Oh, Boris, please, this is purely business. Father sent him something years ago that is mine, rightfully mine, and I shall have it back.
I understand your obsession. For chicken plucker, he is quite handsome.
Oh, my darling, darling brother. Boris, I tell you this. When I return from my trip, we will have wealth beyond our wildest imaginings. As for this chicken farmer, I spit on him. Pooey.
I come with you then.
No, no. This is something I must do.
Oh, Mrs. Swanson, did you have an appointment to see Cousin John?
Well, yes, you said you could squeeze me in between the morning chicken inspection and his yoga.
Oh, why yes, here it is. Have a seat and I'll tell him that you're here. Oh, and what is the nature of your business?
That's my business, Minnie.
Alrighty then. Cousin John will see you now.
Minnie, this is for John and I to discuss.
Alrighty then.
So, what's got you all fired up, Mrs. Swanson? Your kibbles and nibbles business in a little recession slump?
My sweets and eats are just fine, thank you very much. This is a personal chat I want with you, John.
Oh, trying to fill the void that old Lonesome Ron left, huh? Well, turn off your man magnet, old woman. I'm not looking for any May, December, and I mean deep, deep December type of fling.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I have half a mind.
Half? Ha! That's a big estimate.
Enough! I have something to tell you, and this is hard enough. I am just going to say it once.
Listen, I didn't sign up for old lady fairy tale time. I got chickens to take care of.
Hey, now you listen to me, John. I have a story to tell you, and I'm only telling you once. As a young woman in the 1950s, I worked for the CIA as an agent in Russia during the Eisenhower administration.
Have you been watching that James Bond marathon on Spike TV again?
And at that time, I had a sanctioned affair with Vladimir, who was a very high KGB member.
Okay, I'll bite. Then what happened, spy lady?
Well, on September 25th, in 1956, I gave birth to a baby boy.
That's coincidence. That's my birthday.
Snap out of it, John. At that time, I only agreed to an adoption if they would adopt the child to an American family.
Well, and you want me to help you find your son? Is that what you want?
Oh, I found him.
Holy crap.
Jimmy, thank you so much for stopping by. You know, I've been very worried about your aunt, and I think you have been too. You know, the other day when she and I were speaking, I was talking about Cousin John, and she just looked at me strangely. So I'd love to talk to you about it.
I'm sorry, Katie, but the Cocklebur Morning Show is just about to come on, and it's my favorite show. I never miss it. You are going to love it. It tells what's going on right here in Sweet Swine County.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll talk about your aunt another time.
All right.
Okay.
KLUK presents the Cocklebur Morning Show, where we weed out the big stories from throughout Sweet Swine County with your hosts, Tommy Ray and Sarah Sue.
Thank you, and welcome to the Cocklebur Morning Show. Sarah Sue, tell us, did you have a good weekend?
Oh, it was great, Tommy Ray. This weekend I went down to the city of Newport. That's New Pork, not New York, which, as you know, is on the southern border of Sweet Swine County. Well, this weekend they had their annual running of the pigs. Let me tell you, it was an event to remember. It started with the crowning of Miss Newpork, then later followed by a reunion concert of the local band, the Pork Chops, and then, of course, the finale, the running of the pigs. I didn't see you there, Tommy Ray.
Well, I was watching an all-day marathon of Green Acres. Did you know that Eb really believed Eddie Elbert was his father?
Well, Tommy Ray, it's that time. Would you like to introduce our special guest?
I sure would, Sarah Sue. Today's special guest from the town of Newport, right here in Sweet Swine County, author and poet laureate Ronnie P. Silage. And Ronnie P. Silage also has a degree from Purdue in agricultural economics.
From Purdue University?
No, Purdue College, Community College, right here in Sweet Swine County.
Well. Let's all welcome Ronnie P. Silage. Welcome, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Charmin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Great to be here.
Well, Ronnie, we understand that you recently released a book entitled Poems I Wrote.
Yes, Sarah Sue, that's right. It's one of the finest collections of all the poems I ever wrote.
Well, Ronnie, we're sorry we don't seem to have a copy of your book here.
Oh, no, Tommy Ray. We sold the last one yesterday. In fact, the entire first printing has completely sold out, and it's the #2 bestseller in Sweet Swine County, right behind The Life and Times of Aunt Ella. Publisher says I have sold 48 copies and counting right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Ronnie, you know, your poems seem so personal. Can you share with our audience what inspires you?
Oh, certainly, Sarah Sue. You know, my poems, they come from the heart. They're about the people I love in the place I call home.
Ronnie, would you honor us with reading one of your poems?
Oh, I'd be delighted, Tommy. I would be delighted. Here we go. Now, this actually comes from real life. This here was an incident that happened last summer when I was whacking weeds along Aunt Ella's driveway. What happened is I hit a swarm of bees, and they just swarmed. They stung me here. They hit me there. It was painful. It was painful.
Mr. Silage, can we hear the poem?
Yeah. Some of these poems, you know, coming from real life, that makes them the best, you know. So here we go. I call this one "Sting of the Bee." Oh, bee, when you stung me, I realized how hurtful the world can be.
Well, that was something, Mr. Silage.
Thank you.
We also understand that you're going to be featured on the most popular magazine here in Sweet Swine County, the Sweet Swine Scoop.
Oh, yes. We have the first copy fresh off the press right here, Tommy Ray.
Wow, Ronnie. What an honor. Ronnie P. Silage. Look, ladies and gentlemen, on the cover of Sweet Swine Scoop, Sweet Swine County's most popular magazine.
Yep.
Ronnie, would you read us another poem?
Oh, I'd be happy to. Of course, I will read a poem. And now this one, y'all know Prairie Ann. We all know Prairie Ann. She's been my muse for years. So I wrote this poem entitled it Ode to Prairie Ann. Ode to, that's kind of French, you know. Sarah Sue, you can attest to this. All you women love that French stuff, right? Yeah. Here we go. So Ode to Prairie Ann, okay? Here we go. Your giddy-up got me from the get-go, branding our spirits for the ages. Perhaps we should be put in cages, as together we, like the corn, grow and grow and grow.
That's all we have time for, Mr. Silage.
Well, I got a lot more poems to read.
Join us next
They're
time.
not long.
For the
They're short.
Morning show.
All right.
Bye.
We interrupt this broadcast for a KLUK breaking report. Prairie Ann, are you there?
Yes, I'm here at the home of Elmer Plow with Sweet Swine County Officer Dave. Dave, what can you tell me about the situation?
This is an ongoing investigation of the New Year's Eve fire at Aunt Ella's, Urban Katie's farm.
I thought the fire was ruled accidental by Kat.
That was a rumor started by Mr. Plow, but never substantiated. A subsequent witness has come forward, and now all evidence points to deliberate arson.
So, are you here to get the final safety inspection reports from Elmer?
No, sadly I'm here to arrest Elmer for the crime.
Prairie Ann, help! Help! Call Lawyer Ed! No, don't call Lawyer Ed! Just call somebody, help!
This has been Prairie Ann with the breaking news from KLUK of the horrifying arrest of Elmer Plow.
Well, isn't that one for the books? Will Elmer use his one phone call to hire Lawyer Ed to clear his good name? And will Prairie Ann ever realize she's still on the air? I guess we'll find out after the break. Get ready, because our culinary expert and, dare we say, wine aficionado beyond belief, Betty Thompson, is preparing some tantalizing dishes for us on her show, Cooking It Up with Betty. In the midst of cooking, our dear old Betty does join her What's Cooking reporters traveling throughout our story country. Now, on this station and the web.
This program has been made possible by SweetSwineScoop.com, the online magazine that keeps Sweet Swine County citizens informed on what's happening. For if it happens in Sweet Swine County, it's news to us.
Lenny Leftover here, filing my latest report of what's cooking. I and my fellow reporters have discovered incredible nightclubs and historic bars in small towns. Now you can learn what we've learned about nightlife options in small towns of the Midwest on CluckTV.com.
Welcome back to As the Corn Grows. Now, we join Lawyer Ed as he prepares for the case of the century, and Elmer Plow as he fights for his reputation and hopefully avoids a trip to the big house.
Order! Order, I say. I will have order. I will clear the courtroom.
I hope that judge has a grip on that gavel, or it could fly out of his hand and clunk Officer Dave right in the head.
Mr. Johnson, where were you on New Year's Eve, 2008?
I was at Cousin John's gala ball. You should know you were there.
Order!
I should have paid more attention to who was at the ball and who they were with and what they were saying. Then they would have called me to the stand.
This can't be happening. Elmer can't go to jail. I'll launch my own investigation. Cousin John's gone one step too far this time. Hey, maybe I can sell this story to American Justice. Wake up, Prairie Ann. Focus. Elmer cannot go to jail.
Order!
Yes, well, for the record, Mr. Johnson, did you stay for the midnight toast?
I told you I had to leave early. My hired man was sick and I had to get back to the farm and tend the livestock. I left about 10:45 p.m., I believe.
Now, Mr. Johnson, isn't it true you have to drive right by Katie's farm when you go home?
Objection.
Sustained.
I'll rephrase the question. What route did you take that night when you went home?
I went the same as I always do. I took the gravel road down and past Aunt Ellie's, Urban Katie's farm.
And did anything unusual happen, or did you see anything unusual that night?
Well, the moon was bright as daylight, and Urban Katie had two real bright mercury lights in the dooryard, and I saw a stealthy figure going into the house.
Why didn't you call the police?
I wasn't thinking clearly, I guess. I thought it was Ronnie coming in from the barn. It wasn't until later that I remembered that Ronnie was emceeing Cousin John's talent contest.
Was the man carrying anything?
Sure was. I couldn't tell what it was, but it was about the size of a briefcase. I was thinking about my hungry cattle back at the farm, and it wasn't until later that I heard the fire engines coming.
Have you ever known Elmer to do anything that was unsafe?
Well, yes, there was that amphibian plane that hit the flock of geese.
Order!
Not funny, Clem. That wasn't funny. I could have been killed. Someone on the ground could have been killed. And I'm sure that at least 2 geese were killed. Let's see. Is highly probable. The inverse of the outverse of the tangential binomial airfoil is...
Oh, that Clem Johnson. His country good looks reminds me of Lonesome Ron. I wonder if he'd consider dating moi.
Oh, my. Ain't Prairie Ann the vision of loveliness?
Let me rephrase that question. Have you ever seen Elmer playing with fire?
Well, yes, come to think of it, Elmer was lighting matches all the night at the night of the gala ball.
And isn't it true that Elmer was caught in the back room whispering with Urban Katie about something?
Well, yes, Mrs. Swanson said she saw them there.
Objection. Hearsay.
Sustained.
Your Honor, I want to place this video in evidence as Exhibit A There are a couple of spots on this video that I would like the jury to see.
Object, Your Honor.
Overruled. I'll allow it.
I thought it was weird that Cousin John had a camera set up in the storeroom. I figured he was keeping an eye on the inventory. I hope they got my good side.
Oh, this could work out better than I hoped. 2 birds with 1 stone. This accident could send Plow to the Hooskow and Urban Katie packing for Tinseltown.
I don't like the way Prairie Ann keeps looking at Johnny. That brazen hussy better back off or it'll be a trip to the ER for her.
This footage was taken by a reporter from station KLUK at Cousin John's Gala New Year's Eve.
Oh, this is bad. I warned Cousin John about those candles. I got burned, and now I'm getting burned.
Murder!
Don't bring Katie into this. She's innocent, not guilty, didn't do it. Beautiful, wonderful. Oh, snap out of it. This looks bad. I should have hired Shapiro.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your witness, Lawyer Ed?
Well, how are you doing, Clem?
Well, as you know, Ed, the feed mill's been suffering due to the sharp downturn of the market.
Your Honor, relevance?
Lawyer Ed, just stay with your case at hand.
I'm getting there, Your Honor. Clem, isn't it true that you wanted to get your hand on this farm for quite some time, back when Aunt Ella owned it and now when Urban Katie owns it?
Yes, I do, and Cousin John does. Everybody does. It's the best farm in the county.
Were you aware that her farm suffered some losses last year, that her soybean crop, half of it died and was attacked by funguses, and the corn crop was eaten by deer?
Objection. Relevance.
Overruled. I'll allow you a little latitude, but do make it quick, Ed.
Of course, it was a talk with everyone for over a week.
And your farm?
Yes, it is.
Well, tell me, Clem, were your soybeans destroyed with a fungus this year, and was your crop eaten by deer?
No.
It's very peculiar when you say that the only crops in the county to fail were Urban Katie's. No further questions.
Mr. Kingsley, call your next witness.
This is a nightmare. If it wasn't so dangerous, I'd pinch myself and wake up. Oh, Katie, why couldn't you just do card tricks for the talent show?
Prosecution calls Katie Olson to the stand.
Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
For the record, could you please state your full name?
Catherine Ella Olson.
Now, Miss Olson, may we call you Katie?
Oh, yes, please, call me Katie.
You are familiar with the defendant, Elmer Plow?
Yes, I know Elmer. And Elmer would never do anything to hurt me.
And you inherited your farm from your late Aunt Ella?
Yes, that is correct. I moved here in September from California.
Would it be safe to say that it was sort of a culture shock coming from urban California to rural Sweet Swine County?
Well, yes, but I did spend my summers as a child on my Aunt Ella's farm.
So in other words, you know everything you need to know about running a farm?
Well, no, I didn't say that. In fact, it was Elmer Plow and Ronnie Silage who were helping me kind of get my bearings.
And as a result, you became rather close with Mr. Plow?
Well, Elmer and I were friends, yes.
Is it true that you owe the bank a substantial amount of money which is due in a few months? And your crops failed last fall?
Yes, that's true, but...
Objection. Miss Katie's not on trial here.
Overruled. I'll allow it.
And wouldn't the insurance money from the fire on your farm be more than enough to pay off that loan?
Well, I suppose, but...
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution's badgering the witness.
Sustained.
Miss Katie, isn't it true that you secretly met with Elmer Plow in the storeroom at Cousin John's during the Gala New Year's Eve party shortly before that fire supposedly started?
Well, we met briefly, yes. We were talking...
Well, just a yes or no. Did you secretly meet with Mr. Plow shortly before the fire?
Yes.
Can you account for his whereabouts between 11 p.m. and midnight New Year's Eve?
Well, he was with me much of the time.
Much of the time, but how about that hour between 11 and 12?
In between, I would say he was.
No further questions, Your Honor.
I know. I'll say Elmer was with me all night. Oh, that won't work because he was with Katie. Oh, beautiful hair, angelic eyes, Katie. Oh, Elmer, you fool. Why didn't you ask me to the gala?
You know, this might not be all bad. If Elmer goes to the slammer, Prairie Ann will come to her senses and fall into my arms, and we can ride away into the sunset forever. Sure, I'll miss the big galoot, but hey, all's fair in love and war, right?
Well, Miss Katie, let me offer you my sincere apologies for the way things have worked out since you have moved to our fine community.
Thank you, Lawyer Ed.
And also, I'd like to talk to you about some of the insinuations that Mr. Kingsley has done in trying to make Mr. Plow's whereabouts on the night of the gala somewhat in question. Would you say that he was out of your sight at any time during that entire evening for longer than 10 minutes?
Longer than 10 minutes? I don't think so.
Well, just one more thing, Miss Katie. Mr. Kingsley insinuated that you had missed Mr. Plow in the storeroom that night to plan the burning of your farm. That insinuation is very important. Is that true?
Well now, as the plot thickens, will Katie convince the jury that she is merely a victim in this case? Will Lawyer Ed's defense style mesmerize the jury and set his client free? And will Elmer put his time in county lockup to good use?
This program is made possible in part by Swine Tales Publications, the proud publisher of Sweet Swine County maps and plat books, now publishing authors from throughout Sweet Swine County. Swine Tales Publication is now making plans for their next book tour, and they may be held in these small towns with the release of The Sweet Swine Diaries, a collection of unauthorized biographies by Cassidy Davis, featuring a riveting collection of the exotic, neurotic, chaotic, and even psychotic stories about the lives of the Sweet Swine County ladies. Miss Davis is quoted as saying, "I have never seen so many single women with so many problems in my life. Enjoy." Each of these towns and their businesses are being considered to hold a book signing because of the information found on the best source about small towns of the Midwest. To learn about these towns and their businesses, visit destinationsmalltown.com.
What's Cooking? A KLUK TV production. Starring Abby Appetite, Lenny and Lola Leftover. Their destination, outside Sweet Swine County. Their purpose, to share their discoveries of the best cafes, restaurants, bakeries, supper clubs, and night spots. It all began when they realized food options in Sweet Swine County were limited. Now you can learn what they learned, with hundreds of food options. What's Cooking? In living color on the web.
Get ready, because now you can see a late-night talk show filmed in front of a discerning yet agreeable studio audience. Split Hoof tonight. Cousin John and his incomparable sidekick, Earl Silo, interview a roster of guests who make appearances that you won't want to miss. Now on this station and the web.
This program has been made possible by The Daily Boar. This sometimes daily newspaper reports the news the residents of Sweet Swine County want to know. Also now featured online at sweetswinescoop.com.